Notice, this meeting will be held in accordance with California Government Code, Section 59453, Subdivision E of the Ralph M. Brown Act, California Government Code, Section 54950, Series Resolution Number 202206, and the Federal Americans with Disabilities Act. While this meeting will be physically open to the public, given the state of emergency regarding the threat of COVID-19, members of the public may also participate and comment via the application Zoom. The Zoom link was posted on the agenda. Remote public comment is also available for the City Council meeting by emailing the City Clerk at cityclerk@ci.series.ca.us by 5 p.m. the day of the meeting. Include the agenda item number or public comment period in the subject line of the email. The clerk may read written comments into the record if specifically requested to do so at the beginning of your email. Your written comment will be distributed to the City Council and kept on file as part of the official record of the council meeting. If you have any questions on how to attend virtually or are encountering difficulties connecting to this meeting, please contact the City Clerk at 209-646-4812 or by email at cityclerk@ci.series.ca.us.
I don't think we have any citizens on the call on the Zoom. Okay. We'll start with a roll call.
Okay. Committee Member Cerny.
Present.
Committee Member Sasser.
Present.
Vice Mayor Steele. Vice Mayor Steele is absent. Committee Member Vieira.
Here.
Chairperson Valencia.
Here. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anybody here or anybody on the Zoom. So I think we can move past that agenda item. I think we have the clerk's reporting.
Motion to approve the consent calendar.
I'll second it.
Okay, I can call roll. Committee Member Cerny.
Yes.
Committee Member Sasser.
Yes.
Committee Member Vieira.
Yes.
Chairperson Valencia.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0 with one absent, Vice Chair Steele.
New business items. We got resolution 202201. We got to approve the annual report for the committee.
Excuse me, Chairperson Valencia. I do have a correction for the agenda that was posted online. The correct resolution number is 2022-1. Online it said 2021.
Okay. So the one we have in front of us is right, but the one online is.
Yes, your copy is correct.
Okay, so I'll just do a brief overview of the annual report for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021. So attached to the staff report and resolution is the Measure H financial statements and independent auditors report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021. The auditors issued an unqualified report on the statements, meaning that the statements were presented fairly and the financial position of the Measure H fund is in conformity with the generally accepted accounting principles. As of June 30th, 2021, sales tax revenue collected was $4.5 million, and that was 23% over the previous year. So we collected $840,000 more in that fiscal year than the prior year.
That's awesome. Do we know where majority of that came from?
I'm just assuming it was all the, online sales that everyone was doing. just to stay afloat, you know?
House renovations and updates on the Home Depot was crazy.
Yeah. All those home projects. So expenditures for the police department came in at 2.1 million and fire at 1.6. And at the end of the fiscal year, our reserve balance in Measure H was $1.7 million. And that's the end of that presentation. Questions?
I don't have any questions. I don't know if anybody else. Sorry.
I'll motion to approve resolution 2022-01.
Second. Did you make a motion? I'll second that.
Okay, I will call roll. Committee member Cerny,
Yes.
committee member Sasser,
Yes.
committee member Vieira,
Yes.
chairperson Valencia.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0 with Vice Chair Steely absent.
Chairperson Valencia, we just want to acknowledge that Vice Chair Steely has arrived at the council meeting at 6:06 p.m.
Okay. And he's just could carry on, right? We don't need this. Sorry. On staff report. Okay. Yeah, I thought there. Yeah, it's a.
Okay, so item 4 is acceptance of the current fiscal year mid-year budget report. Attached to the staff report is the revenue and expenditure reports for the current fiscal year. And based on our most recent forecast, revenue is expected to come in over budget by about $500,000. Again, people are out spending their money, spending their stimulus probably.
Are we supposed? Am I supposed to sign this? It's asking for a signature on this. Yeah.
And expenditures are expected to come in as budgeted at $4.4 million. This will, if everything comes in as planned, this will put reserves at over 2 million for the Measure H.
That's awesome.
So
I'm sure that's music to Chief Collins' ear.
Yes.
Get some more fun money. Awesome.
that's it.
And we need a motion as well.
To approve the budget as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, I can call roll. Committee member Cerny,
Yes.
committee member Sasser,
Yes.
Vice Chair Steely,
Yes.
committee member Vieira,
Yes.
and chairperson Valencia.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Awesome. Now our verbal report from Chief Collins.
Okay, I'll try my best not to make this microphone pop. It's not the best. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to go over a few of the larger expenditures that we've had and some that are pending for Measure H, starting with the Cell Hawk for investigations. Again, not giving out our trade secrets, but it is a tool that we use to analyze cell phones to help our investigators track certain things. That was purchased this year. Happy that they have it, especially helps in homicide investigations, other things. Our contract with Axon, they provide our body worn cameras, $35,000 purchase. That invoice has not come in yet. We'll probably, for the end of the fiscal year, we'll go to that. I think just recently we got a new shipment of new cameras, tasers, virtual reality trainers, just a whole gambit of tools that our officers like and use.
Did I already miss, but was at the license plate reader? Did that already go through, or is it still?
We're going to get to that.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. That's still a work in progress in a much larger scope now. So I'll get to that in a minute. Did purchase what's called, naturally speaking, Dragon. Is a dictation software for officers to dictate their reports via a microphone in the car. It also allows them to run plates using the microphone. That way they don't take their eyes off the road, use their computer or their iPad or whatever populates our CAD system. You speak to it, it brings back the information. It also logs in-house, so their reports are transferred in-house. Are in the office, they can sit down to a computer, use a microphone, dictate their reports. Most people speak faster than they can type. I know that is true for me. So it's still have some small kinks to work out, but we did purchase the software and it's. I had a chance to look at the high-tech computer that we purchased, and I'm not sure what you have in mind, high-tech computer, but it blew my mind away. This thing is actually liquid cooled. So there's liquid going through the computer, tons of fans, tons of storage, and the speed in which it can download phones and other devices is tremendous. Big price tag for this, but we won't need another computer like this for a while. I was a high-tech investigator way back when, and I got excited when I looked. I wish I would have had this toy when I was an investigator, but technology has improved and we're trying to leverage technology to the best that we can have that. And finally, the photographic recording equipment, which is the LPR system. We did want $50,000 for that, just kind of a startup project, but with all things, we're experiencing some challenges with vandalism, with code enforcement, illegal dumpings, in conjunction with being able to put license plate readers at our main arteries going to and from our city. The scope of that project has spanned a lot. In fact, we were afforded some ARPA funds to expand this operation. So I'm not sure if we're even going to use the MRH money for that. With your approval, we may have to come back and say, we want to use this $50,000 for something else. But scope of the project for the camera system, $50,000 is a drop in the bucket for what we need to do in the city. But the thought is to put these cameras in high density areas where we show we have a problem with vandalism, illegal dumps, and the LPR is just a great tool investigatively for us. That's the end of my report. Do you have any questions? Modesto uses them. I know the county sheriff's department, the county as a whole, is looking to purchase hundreds, if not thousands, of these cameras. So there will be license plate readers in cameras all over the county. It makes it safer for us. Yes, that will give us the ability to share data. If we have a license plate hit, we can look into their system. They can look into our. Michael. Try to find some leads.
Awesome. The only question I had was about the incident at Smyrna Park with the bomb threat. So I know that's always been an area for cameras, and I think there is cameras there, right?
I'm not sure if there's a camera there. Technology.
Okay, so that would have been a good example of having some nice high-tech cameras.
Yes. Okay. Again, we want to really leverage technology the best that we can with the amount of resources that we have on the ground to help us. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's always morning and night. I feel like there's just always people there.
So it's a large attraction spot in the city.
My only question is, are we addressing the street racing that we're encountering, especially at night?
I couldn't hear the question.
Street racing that we're encountering in the city? Because it's now moving into the residential, because I live on Hackett, as you know.
Uh-huh.
And they're starting this last week, they're starting to race. We have that green crosswalk where it comes in on Hackett, right? Sinclair and Strawberry Fields. And Strawberry Fields seems to be a hot spot too.
It is.
They're starting to street race down that street. And then the other one did a donut and hit a parked car.
That's a known area too. My mother-in-law lives right around the corner from there. We had an incident during the holidays where they started doing donuts in her for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, what the? Like, so I called the cops. The cops came, I think you guys maybe gave him a ticket or something, but yeah, it was like in broad daylight, middle of the day during like, I think Christmas.
Yeah, and I know I'm not the only neighborhood where they have street racers. So I know if it's coming into a small residential area, like off of Hackett where I'm at, I know it's happening in the larger areas, and I know I'm hearing it down on their service at night. I can hear them racing up and down the street from my house.
Finch is I live at Daytona Speedway is what Finch. I mean,
Yes.
I live behind it, so it's like at 9 o'clock, it literally sounds like a speedway. So.
Yeah, street racing is another challenge, not only in Ceres, but throughout the county. And there's a street racing task force. And again, without giving up trade secrets, we have people in place to monitor those things. So we do the best we can. But when they come into town, we do our best to run them out.
Was it Lowe's and Desto? Like a police department surveillance device, shoplifting prevention? Do you have access to any of those types of devices?
That's in the work.
Okay, thank you.
That is part of that larger plan that I spoke of.
Fantastic.
That technology, I've looked at some of those, run anywhere from $11,000 to $35,000 a piece
Per unit.
Yes. But I want a system that's all in one. So you know what we're doing. Many systems. But I did look at some technology like that. I saw it at Walmart, the new Walmart. We need these in our parks.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, starting with Smyrna, right? I mean, like
Smyrna, Strawberry, Persephone, you name it, we need it. Yeah. There's no other questions. I'll turn it over to Chief Wise.
Mine was just about the high-tech computer that you were speaking of, the liquid cooled computer that you mentioned. What is its primary use for? Just curious.
I'm sorry?
Primary use for that.
Well, there's several different primary uses. Finding files that people think they delete.
Okay, so it's just basically for forensics.
Forensics, yes.
Forensics into technology forensics then.
Yes.
I'm a technology background, so
yeah.
I was just curious. As soon as you said liquid cooled, that was sparked my ear. So
yeah, I saw you raise your eyebrow a little bit. So yeah.
So I was just curious.
Mainly for forensics and other apps.
Perfect. Thanks.
All right. Good evening, committee. Kevin White. I'm the former fire chief of Ceres. I'm back with the city of Modesto as an assistant chief. And I'm not sure if you were brought up to date, but we started a contract for service with the city of Ceres on August 1st. And with that, I'm assigned to the city of Ceres and the city of Turlock. So essentially, I'm the representative for the fire department for the city of Ceres. This current year, since we started the contract, we've been able to make some great purchases. We've ordered a new boat. We'll be here in May. The water rescue program has been down for several years due to lack of funding. So 1/4 of our border is the Tuolumne River. And so we've relied on other agencies to help with water rescues. So now we'll be back up to speed and we'll be able to put in at River Bluff Park with the new ramp there. So we'll be able to get in if there's water in the river. So that was a great accomplishment this year. We got our training center is out on Service Road at Station 17, and we've made a lot of improvements to the training center. We were able to get a new extractor, and that's how we clean our turnouts, and it gets the carcinogens and stuff off of it. We have a fire, they get dirty. We wash them every single time we get the carcinogens off there. Very expensive, so we got an extractor out there to clean our turnouts. We also got an SCBA fill station. That's how we fill our SCBAs for our air packs. And with the new contract, we've been able to improve our level of service. So I'm very happy to report we've started our first paramedic engine company here at Station 15 right downtown. Our goal is to get every engine company to the ALS level. So that's definitely going to save lives. We've also been able to, on our truck company, instead of a 3-person staffed company, we're now at a 4-person staffed company. It really makes our truck company very versatile. We can actually split duties. We can split the companies and they can do 2 tasks at one time while we're waiting for other fire apparatus. So definitely an increase in level of service. And just this last city council meeting, we did a request for some ARPA funds, and we're going to get ALS equipment on all of our apparatus. So if we have a firefighter who's a paramedic working overtime at any of those stations, they can operate at the ALS level. So it definitely some big improvements to the fire department here in the series. With the contract, I guess you could look at it like you're basically, you're really paying for contract labor, but the city is still responsible for equipment, maintenance, any type of upkeep to the equipment or to the fire stations. So we are going to be requesting in the budget process. We do need some equipment and different things still. We need another SCBA compressor for Station 15. The one we have is out of date and we're working on it all the time. Health and wellness, some gym equipment for the fire station. We need some radios, Phoenix King radios. And with the new boat, we need some water rescue gear. And at our trainings, I don't know if you guys have been out to our training center out on Service Road, but I'd be happy to take you out there anytime you'd like and give you a tour. It's really come around. When I started with the city of Ceres, it was basically a dumping ground. The station had been shut down and it was a storage place for old equipment. There was tumbleweeds everywhere. And you can go out there now and there's not a weed on that place. And it's really, we brought in a lot of containers and we made a lot of props, ventilation props. We just started our 3rd fire academy this week on the 15th. We're putting 23 firefighters through a 12-week academy out there. And it's a partnership with City of Modesto, City of Turlock, Salida, and Stanislaus Consolidated. So it's really, really coming around to be a great program. So what we're working towards right now is what we call a training tower. It'll be a multi-story training tower, and it'll be made of containers. So we're working with a company from the Midwest right now. They've built one in Hollister that we went and looked at and like that. So we do have some funding within the city to pay for the majority of it, but we're short a little bit, and we'll be going to council for that. So we'll hopefully get that tower project started this year. Thank you.
Can't have a firehouse. Great use, like fire training academy.
Yeah, thank you. And if you guys would ever like a tour, just let me know.
I have a question. This is going to go back to the cardboard fire that we had and the water pressure issues. Has that been addressed or working on that, or
yes,
few steps need to be?
Yes,
again, I live around the corner from there and I saw when you guys had just arrived.
Oh, okay.
So
yep, I was there. It was just right after the city council meeting.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's huge because it affected the air quality, and it was awful, but I know it was, we couldn't get the initial water pressure in order to even start the initial bringing it down. So I just want to make sure that that's been addressed, or is there other equipment that's going to be needed to kind of prevent that? Because it happens annually. We have fires there every year. Yeah. So I just want to make sure we're addressing that issue.
Yes, we have. Yep. And I came back January 18th. I went to Fremont for about a year. I came back. And since that time, we've had 2 of the largest events in anyone's history here in Ceres. So before the cardboard fire, we had a sulfur fire out at Farm Supply. We had 900 tons of sulfur on fire inside a building. It was a hazmat fire, and it was very challenging. Also, we spent 2 days out there on that. We spent 4 days out the cardboard fire, and it's estimated that we flowed 15 million gallons of water on fire. We almost had 1,000 man hours fire in 4 days. Yeah, it was nasty. Yeah, we had it out that night and then we did it almost 24 hours out on that one. Yeah.
The recycling center, that seems like it's like an ongoing issue. What was the findings on the investigation there?
They were offloading cardboard out of a dump truck, and the dump truck dumps on concrete. And as it was trying to get out of there, it sparked and it caught it on fire. And it had a breeze going that night, and it just started ember casting over the pile. They had their baler had been broke down for a few weeks, so their pile was larger than normal. So it spread from the cardboard, plastic. There was actual metal fire also. So every time we put water and it would hit the metal, it would react to spark, spread more fire.
Wasn't that from the mercury that was sparking? Because I saw the little bomb, like, look, fireworks. It looked like.
Yeah,
bombs
that was
going
from
into
the metal. They recycle metal there, and the metal was actually burning.
Is the city going to do anything about trying to minimize the amount of risk that's there? Because the buildup looks like it all goes all the way back to FedEx, or UPS on the other side of the field, the cardboard that's stacked up now. I didn't know if the city or that was okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely be out there inspecting them. Our inspectors will be out there. They also was in the evening, and they do have a 10,000 gallon water tank out there with water hoses. It's pretty common to get little fires. That's why they're required to have that.
Yeah, and there was nothing in place. You guys had to pretty much take care of the whole thing, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah, we worked with them. They helped out a lot with the heavy equipment that we had to bring in. If you could imagine cardboard when it gets wet, we had to pull those piles apart, brought in excavators, and they were instrumental in doing that. And the business owner really, he stepped up to get that equipment out there. But it was nasty work. The guys working out there were standing in about 1 foot to 2 foot of water the whole time. And as you can imagine, you can't wear an SCBA the whole time. So you're breathing that stuff in, no matter how hard you try not to.
I had understand that we brought in outside equipment to address the water issue. Was that automatic? Because that came in from Modesto, Spurlock, Waterford. I don't remember where it came in from because I thought the city didn't have the equipment needed while we dealt with water pressure issues or lack of water.
Yeah, so initially there's 2 systems out there, and Morgan Road is the cutoffs. On the west side is the city of Modesto. The east side is city of Ceres. So both sides had water issues. We were able to get Modesto one extra pumps turned on quicker. And in the meantime, we called for water. We had 6 water tenders out there. So we had a water shuttle going to supplies trucks that we had flown. And then eventually, about an hour and a half into it, we got the Ceres pumps turned on. We've fixed that problem, and moving forward, it shouldn't happen.
I lived there for 20 years, so I get it. Now I'm on the other. Now I have to deal with the speedway, but one thing or another. Any other questions? Yeah, thank you, Chief. During the meeting, thanks everybody for attending.